Okay, first things first, the pearls. In general, pearls are commonly referred to as living gems, which I think this is a really fun fact. The reason is they're the only gemstone that's created by a living creature. Pearls are also completely unique. There's no pearl that's identical, like a fingerprint. Inside of the oysters that you have are akoya pearls, and that's because they're grown and they're raised in an akoya oyster. Akoya pearls are known as the jeweler's favorite pearl, and the reason is because they're nearly perfectly round and they have a mirror-like luster, which is one of the measurements in which pearls are valued. It's the measurement of the rate of light reflecting off of a pearl surface. Akoya pearls have an absolutely beautiful luster. One of the things that's important is lighting. And so having a light near the pearls whenever you open them and you clean them to allow people to see that beautiful luster is of value. So something to consider. They're saltwater pearls, and they're cultured in the Pacific Ocean at a pearl farm. The culturing process is far from simple. It's actually very complicated and quite a science. The process starts with a tiny oyster called a spat, basically a baby oyster. They put these oysters and they raise them up to a certain size. And once they reach maturity, the pearl farmers insert two things into the tissue of the oyster. They basically open up the oyster's mouth and they insert the nucleus and a tiny piece of mantle tissue from a donor oyster inside of the oyster. And this acts as an irritant. Both of these things are required. The mantle tissue and the nucleus are required to jumpstart nature's process. And the oyster then reacts to the irritant and starts to build a protective layer of what's called nacre around the nucleus. After the nucleus and the mantle tissue are inserted into the oysters put in nets and put back into the Pacific Ocean. Then over the next 18 to 36 months, nature does its job and a beautiful akoya pearl is created.